We're headed to the town of Tombstone, Arizona, made famous in the mid to late 1800s by the likes of Wyatt Earp, Doc Holliday, and the Cowboys, and the famous gunfight scene at the OK Corral, which actually didn't take place at the OK Corral. It was a few doors down, but nonetheless, the story is legendary and it is a part of American history. What many people don't know was the legacy of the town itself and how the town formed and why so many people were so eager to travel to this dust-ridden desert-based town in southeast Arizona. And the main reason was that there were gold and silver in them hills. In fact, silver was the predominant trade here in the area. And there was a local mine just outside of town that brought a lot of money and a lot of visitors from all over the United States to see what was going on. Now, lawlessness was a big issue. And so they did have law there and they did have ways of dealing with that lawlessness. But really, the story of the town is the explosion in wealth brought by the local silver mine, which eventually ended and left this town as a tourist destination for most Americans to take a look at past history. We're going to take you on a quick tour of this town, as well as leading you to a new gold and silver mine by Aztec Minerals, who are looking to take the existing workings that were done so many years and decades ago and turn it into, once again, a profitable gold and silver mine. We think that you will enjoy this journey, including the history, the mystique of the town, and also the findings that Aztec has on the gold and silver project on this property. Hey everybody, before we step out to site and I show you the video and the interviews that we did and the exploration that we did there on site, I wanted to take a moment and look at the project and just kind of give you an idea of where it's at and what the resource may be, where they're drilling, and all those types of things. So this is Aztec Minerals. They trade on the Toronto Stock Exchange under TSXV, if you're interested, as well as in the United States on the OTCs under AZZTF. And as we go down here to look at the Tombstone project, I wanted to point out that this company actually has two projects. They have the Tombstone one up here where my cursor's at, just outside of Tombstone, Arizona. And then they have one down in Mexico as well, the Cervantes project in Sonora, Mexico. You can see that both projects are in the historically rich gold, silver, zinc sort of belt that stretches from Western Canada all the way down through the Western United States and through Western Mexico as well. So they're definitely in the area of where other big deposits were for both of their mines. We're just going to be covering the Tombstone one here, but you're free to go look at this presentation and look at Cervantes as well. That gives them optionality on which project either that they want to work or potentially someone comes in and bids them out on one of those projects and takes it one of the majors. So here you can see Tombstone on the map, and you can see some of the geologic work that they've done, outlining the different areas and different types of deposits like porphyry or carbonate replacement and the various mineral belts that they're looking at around the Tombstone property. Also wanted to point out that there's a big Taylor deposit over here, which is pretty famous. It's a CRD deposit, which had 100 million tons at 10% zinc equivalent. And it was a shallow lead zinc silver veins, and it attracted a $1.8 billion takeover at some point. So this is a major, major project, and they're in the basic same geologic area as the Taylor deposit. So they're thinking that they may get similar results. And to do that, you have to outline the areas that you're going to be doing your project. So outlined on this screen in black are the parts of this property that are owned by Aztec. This is their working area. You can see the main pit is where they focused on and where most of their drill results have come. You're going to see in the video I'm about to show you that they're doing what's called step out drilling to widen out this main pit area. And the current drill program that they're working on is 17,000 meters. They've done 56 holes already with more coming. You'll see that in the video. And they're not only expanding out their main pit, they're working this west side area as well to see what targets they may have there. And they'll be releasing this drill news on their website as they go through and do these drill targets. And I'll be announcing some of them as well to kind of keep you guys updated. Here you can sort of see their open pit target. Focus drilling of extensive shallow oxidized gold and silver. And they're going to have some at depth, which you'll see in the video as well, because there are some old mine workings that we go into that shows that this could be both open pit surface with some depth to it as well. And they had a successful drilling 20 to 26 of 21,000 meters, 120 holes. and which outline this main area that they're working on now and doing the step out drilling. You'll see this map quite a bit as we get into the video, so I won't spend too long on it, but this is the main pit area. This is some different exploration areas they're doing. Pay particular attention to the west side area where they've got some drill holes here, and this is probably the next area which they'll do a lot more work, as I also kind of do some additional drill holes here and step out drilling to estimate what they have in the main pit. And then you can see a couple of their high grade gold strikes, 5.16 grams per ton gold and 39 grams per ton silver over 57 meters, 58 grams per ton gold, 173 grams per ton silver over 4.6. So they're hitting some really almost bonanza grade, just very, very good grade. I would call it very good solid grade in their holes. And as they drill more holes, you can see that they're outlining this resource, and they've got it here on the map. So this is just sort of a top-down map view of what I'm about to show you in the upcoming video. And in that video, we'll be stepping out on site, and we'll be looking at what's going on there. And then we're going to come back at the end of the video. I'm going to talk about their financing and who's into the company and those types of details that investors want to know as well. Stay tuned as we jump in the truck and go on site and see what they have out there in Tombstone.
On the south, we're actually in the heart of the district right now. You're sitting on top of the Good Enough workings here, and beyond the courthouse is the 𝙁𝙊𝙇𝙊𝙒 mine, and the Tough Nut is in front of us. The 𝙃𝙀𝙍𝙀𝙉 workings is that hill where the water tank is and the cell towers are, and our property comes up to that hill and up close to us here in this slope that's directly in front of us, a couple hundred yards away. But anyways, so this was the famous part of the district, is where we are. But half of the production came out of the contention mine. And you notice you can't see past the 𝙃𝙀𝙍𝙀𝙉 hill where the contention mine is. And you really can't see all that hillsides there is us. But you really can't see what the hell's going on at all. You're not seeing tons of drill platforms and tons of zinc and silver, principally, copper, other things. And then this next stage of mineralization with the breccias is bringing up gold, silver, but good grades, and tellurium. And so that comes up in this stuff. The higher thermal breccias are distinguished by class with class inside them. And that's the only way you really know what this breccia is because you can come in here and you see class everywhere. So like this is a big class, right? And then you see little class all over the place. And you start looking around, like this class here, it's got two black class in it. Anyway, and so classic class tells you it's hard thermal breccia. It's all silicified up. Sometimes it isn't a silicified, sometimes it's like this, massive silicified. It's got this yellowish stain, is a mixture of jarosite, which is an iron oxide, but it's also got the arsenic oxide. Help me out, Pat. No, it comes off the pyrites. It's a arsenic iron oxide. Well, anyway, so that's, then you got your your airtight dark browns and stuff like that. But that's when you're close to where the pyrite is actually oxidized. A little further out, it's more hematitic and garretitic. Anyways, that's our show rock.
Dave, this is bigger than the core I'm used to seeing,
Yeah.
isn't it? Is this 2 inch versus 1.5.
So this is HQ. So it's a little, right about 2. And this is marble. You see how it's shiny like that? And you can feel the grains. Yeah, so that's marble. So it's been marble, I say. It was limestone. It was limestone, but it's marble. There you go, calcium carbonate. Anyway, so this is way at the south end, up high. I'll show you where the platform is when we go up to where we're going right now. Let me see where we are. Yeah, it's actually pretty good like this. Okay. We just went up Arroyo from the south pit. We were here. Yeah. We went up the Arroyo and climbed up to the pass right here. And this is the 𝙁𝙊𝙇𝙊𝙒 mine area here. We then climbed up to the summit right over there to the left. And then we've come in and we've gone past here. That's the low spot just over there. And now we're here at this spot. Okay.
TR26B
yeah.
-T.
And so, and then this goes around. There's another platform.
And
right
where's that town on this map?
It's here.
Here, okay.
It's here.
Gotcha.
The water towers are these 2 white guys right there. So the 2 water towers
okay,
behind me there. Okay. And so the from here you're looking south, you're looking north, you're looking west, you're looking east.
What we see here is a shot of one of the 2 drill rigs that were running when I was on site. This particular drill rig is run out of a company out of Montana. They're very good at drilling and keeping the drill core clean and keeping the walls supported as they go down. They're having to drill down in this particular rig about 500 meters so that they can pull up the results and see if their zone has expanded. As you'll see here in a minute, as we get back to discussing the map, the zone is expanding on both sides of the strike length, which offers them a lot more potential resource that they could have. And so this particular hole is going to tell them how far out the resource goes from the strike length and potentially give them an estimate of total.
We orient this here, and there we go, Tebow, and so we are right at this green drill hole right there. We're doing this guy right here. But you see, this is the main pit right here. And these are going alongside the pit, but you can see we're going boom, boom, boom. That's how we're doing.
So you're extending out the.
Well, look how fat we are now. Yeah. So it's literally in parts in here. It's up in here where we were at where drill hole 13 is.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're over 500 meters.
Wow. Okay.
But this is generally in here is 350, 400 meters. But the results from this drill here tells us this didn't narrow down like I was thinking it was to 200. No, it's staying fat.
Okay.
So we got the horizontal. Now the actual thickness of the horizon depends. There's more than one horizon. It's fatter in here. It gets skinnier here. God knows what's going to happen this way.
Yeah. And y'all are working on this part, right? Too?
No, not yet. You don't know.
Or you're working on getting it?
That's it.
Okay. And where's most of your drill program right now? Is it just filling in these sort of?
Yeah, there's gaps. So like this is doing a fan.
Okay.
So we got. You get in the oxidized banding.
What?
That's German. Leichengang banding, and you get in the oxidized ports. And this is formed by very low temperature water. It's not quite rainwater, but it's maybe at 30 centigrade, 20 centigrade, something like that. And
More a meteoric process, really.
And it comes in, it picks up your iron here and deposits in these bands. But when you see this in Nevada, you drill it. You sample it for sure, but this is classic signature on the surface.
Just around the corner from where we were, we see another drill rig, and this is run by Harrison Company. They are also very good at drilling through this rock. One of the challenges of this rock is that it's very thick to get through. It's one of the harder rocks to drill through in the US, and so it requires specialized drill rigs that only certain operators can activate or use. And so here they're going, like I said, around the corner, looking at the far edge of this formation to see what they have. As you walk down this road that you're seeing right now on the left-hand side, there are different formations like folding formations and other geologic formations, which tells them in this area, more than likely, they're going to have pay dirt or good ore in that rock. And so that's what they're examining right now. Then they're simply going to follow the side of this hill all the way down with the drills until they fully delineated where that resource expands to. And then if you go down that road to the right, there are also some old workings, which we show you here in a minute as we walk through a mine at it and kind of show you how big the field is from like the bird's eye view and translate that to what is happening on the map. As you can see, we're walking down the mine at it. This is one of the old workings on site done by the previous mining up to about the 1930s, 1940s. And it does indicate that there is some silver and gold at depth here at the site. So in addition to the open pit heap leach mine plan that they're discussing right now, they know that the resource comes down for a ways, and that's just going to increase the amount of resource available to them. And as they drill around this location where you saw the drill rigs earlier in the video, they will be delineating out that mine resource so that Okay, we're going to finish up this review of Aztec Minerals and the mine visit by looking at who is into their project and what their company structure looks like from a financial standpoint. You can see from the capital structure, they have 188 million shares issued with warrants and other fully diluted out 236.7 million. Insiders own about 15% at 27.8 million, closely held about 70 million. They do have a pretty good retail float, so you will see this trading on the markets, and there are a lot of retail people that hold the stock that are interested in this stock. Alamos Gold, Waratah Capital, Paragon, Crescat Capital, Mermican Capital, EMA GARP Fund, AIPM Junior Mining Fund, and Concept Capital are all notable shareholders of size that operate in this space and have experience. They're covered right now, the analysts at Red Cloud Securities, as well as there were a couple of other outfits that went with me on the mining tour, which will probably be covering this as well. So I expect Aztec to be expanding their coverage as they start to draw more interest. And I think that they will. I think that they're undervalued given the two projects that they have. It's like they're not getting a lot of value for their Cervantes project in Mexico, which in and of itself has a fair amount of resource in it. And people are just starting to catch on to the Tombstone as well. And as they continue to release those drill results, I think that they're going to have positive upside on their stock price, because what they're hitting in their holes outside of Tombstone, being it's in the Western US, being that they should be able to get that open pit heap leach done, which is an inexpensive way to do mining. I've seen mines in the Western United States I've been to that are 0.5 gram per ton gold, and they make money on the open pit heap leach because it's near surface, and the heap leach is less expensive than having to run a full mill. Basically run like a mini mill, and then it runs that crushed rock out to the heap leach pad, and they just put acid on it. And then as that acid goes through, it drains off the mineral resource. And then they use like a Merrill-Crowe facility to basically collect that resource and melt it into bars. That's typically how it's done. They have much better than 0.5 gram per ton in their drill results. In fact, they're seeing much better in certain areas. There's one little area over 10 meters that had like 1 ounce a ton gold that I don't know has made their official drill results yet, but we were talking about that on site. So they're definitely in an area that has had a ton of extensive work on it. It was the famous spot of the 𝙃𝙀𝙍𝙀 and 𝙃𝙀𝙍𝙀 and all that stuff. That town was a town of 5,000 people that really was a mining town. That's why Tombstone is still there. Now it's mostly there for tourism. But as the Aztec goes out there to potentially restart that mine, it could offer a lot of jobs in that area and bring people back to Tombstone, bring a little bit of business back to Tombstone to revitalize that town. And they do have the history of it being a very prolific mine. that obviously made it into American pop culture. So this will be an interesting one that I'm going to continue to follow. Hope you guys have enjoyed the video and the mine tour, and stay tuned more to the channel for updates on Aztec Minerals as we find out more information.